My name is Mr. Taylor, and this is heating, air conditioning, refrigeration. I'm gonna get a couple of these knuckleheads over here to talk to you for me. See how well they do, and y'all can grade them at the end. They're gonna tell you about the program and see how they do. Well,
So this is HVAC, stands for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. It is a good class to take. You're going to start off doing projects like that on that board, brazing, bending copper, and whatnot. And then you'll eventually be running units and wiring them and all that stuff. And then this class actually counts toward college credits. So if you take it long enough, and this is what you want to do in high school or in college, it would count for like a whole semester. So it'll save a lot of money. And yeah, it's a good class to take. There's good money in it, and you can be residentially licensed at the end of your high school senior year. You'll be making about $15 to $30 an hour doing this stuff, and yeah.
He said most of it. There's a lot to learn in this class. And a major thing about it, if y'all don't like all the bookwork, you come in here and all you do is work unless you leave a meter out or something like that. And then you'll assign bookwork just for punishment. Other than that, you ain't got to do any bookwork.
Like you said, most of this is residential that we do, but there is other fields in this, like commercial. The difference between commercial and residential. With residential, we just work on the maintenance. Commercial puts them in. What we do here is residential. Commercial, if you get good at that, you must have to go to college for that. You go to where did you college go to? Calhoun Wallace. You go down there to get paid. If you're be good at commercial. Commercial probably makes around 15, 20, maybe $30 an hour, and get real good at it, 50. But get to be real good at it, be getting up there. Most I've ever made doing residential is probably $80 an hour.
As you can tell, there are girls that do take this class, so if you are a girl, don't be scared to join this class thinking that you're going to be doing your own class. It is fun working with the guys, they get you around, and so don't just not take a class that you want to take because it's guys.
The joining fee, they didn't go over that. I mean, it's not super expensive, not super cheap. Class is fun, good guys, good time.
You really need to. You just pull my key, sign up for another class, and just join this one 2 days in. Just couldn't find a class.
I wasn't supposed to be in this class, I just ended up here.
What's the job placement? Do you help them find a job and all that?
yes. If they come through the program for 2 years and make a B average, we can guarantee them one of two things: a job starting at least $10 an hour or a scholarship. And this class also gets college credit, 16 semester hours of college credit for taking it here.
It does give you college credit?
Yes, it does. So if you want to go in the HVAC field or industrial maintenance field or electrical field or something like that, these apply to college credits at any school in the state of Alabama that offers the technical program. So it costs you, I'm not sure what the college credits cost now, it's roughly around $600 an hour. So if it's one class, it's 3 hours, that's $1,800 per class. So, and it costs you $75 to take this for a year. So you can do the math, which one's the best?
All worth it.
Yeah. So, I've got a lot of students that already got their own businesses making 6 figures, in the $6, $5, $4 million a year.
Everybody needs air conditioning.
Who don't have none? Who don't have it? Every building, space shuttle, even got air conditioning. I mean, there might be a home or a barn somewhere they've got it in there, but most of them they got a window unit sticking in, refrigerator and that kind of thing. Somebody's got to fix it. And a good HVAC technician doesn't work cheap. I've owned my own business since the 70s, and I won't work for less than $300 an hour. Pretty good pay. Yeah, and so teaching is just what I love to do. That's the reason I'm here. But If I really wanna make, I can go out there and just piddle, work part-time and make $150,000 a year. Easy. Legally. They don't have to worry about meet you at Walmart and meet you at the interstate, and open my trunk, you know, kind of pass a few things. You know what I'm talking about? Where people own their own pharmaceutical companies. Yeah, sooner or later they get caught. All right, everybody got any questions? HVAC involves a lot in plumbing, it does electrical, it does electronics, it does a lot of things.
This stuff, we do a lot of industrial welding, all processes, big, TIG, dark grout on stick, or on flat plate, T-joints, big grooves. The goal is to get you where you can pass structural tests, get your job $16, $18 an hour, certify you out, you can do that test when you graduate. That's the ultimate goal. Not everybody's going to make that. Everybody's going to make well. So that's the goal of this class. We do introduce TIG, gas smart welding. We also do some MIG, but our main goal, we kind of concentrate on stick. We embed some of that other stuff in it. We also do a lot of competition. That's what he's doing right now. We're doing in-house competition. Driving goes to district this year. We do a district level, state level. We got to play spot 4 to go to state. So competition is really, really big in this class for me. We can go to a lot of competition. We undergrade, played second this year. Played 5th state last year. So hopefully gradually get better. Hopefully we'll win state and go national. That's what our goal is. That's what I want to do. A lot of my students like doing that. They get a lot of prizes. Last year, or the beginning of this year, got won $300 worth of welding supplies. Helmets, gloves, down on there. So, $100 gift. We got one coming up the 19th, so next month. Wallet tape, $35, $1,000. So, I do the competition for you. Let's do it. Very, very good for them. Get scholarships money 3 months. So, but this is some of the stuff that we do on a daily basis. We got line work we also do. Got a boat right there where deck on, fire pit behind y'all, field. When y'all play football, sleds back there. You either pull them behind them, build them where they can actually push them. Kind of do a lot of live work over there. Money to do stuff with. So that's kind of the rundown on this program. What we do. Anybody got any questions? Y'all are more than welcome. Come up, grab any plates, look at them. None of them's hot, so feel free to take a look at them. If you have any questions, ask please.
Pretty much we do a lot of hands-on stuff here. We do everything from engine repair. I'll kind of give you an idea of what we're looking for next year. And Logan's already in here, so if you have any questions, just ask him what he's learned. We covered brakes last semester. We're going through electricity and electronics right now. But next year we'll actually do suspension and steering. You guys will be actually using this alignment machine, aligning your cars. We use a tire machine, tire balance machine, balance and rotate, tearing the front end of vehicles down to the back together, that kind of stuff. Anything that has to deal with suspension and steering. Then we get into good stuff, which is engine repair. Toyota donated us a dozen brand new 5.7 liter Toyota Tundra engines last year. So they're about $10,000 each. They're out there in my mini storage place. What we do, they're already on the engine stands. We take and put 2 in each bay that I don't have a big lift in, and your group of 4, the most you can have in one group is 4, you'll actually tear that engine down all the way down to the bare necessities. So you guys are in your math class that you're trying to measure the volume of a cylinder. You're not going to use the math in your brain to actually do it on paper. You're physically going to measure the diameter and the depth of the cylinder and tell me what the area is inside there. So we got special tools to do that called micrometers. It's a depth micrometer or outside or inside micrometer. So you're actually applying your math, not just doing it on a piece of paper, which to me works better. After we get finished with all that stuff on the engine stuff, putting those back together, we'll move on to probably heating and air conditioning, and trying to wrap the year up for that. So basically, we try to teach 3 to 4 units per year. There are only 8 units on the car. Some of them are real small, like transmission stuff. The state doesn't allow us to do a whole lot of that. But a couple of things about this right here. In my class specifically, I've only got 16 spots for students in there. So this past year, we first started this, I had students to actually fill out kind of a prerequisition test, and they actually, or an entrance exam, or whatever you want to call it, and they sent them back, the counselor sent them back, and was like, okay. So we've got that many people in there. If next year I have 30 people to sign up, and the first day of school on Monday I've got 30 people, I'm going to have to use the process of elimination. So I'll give you a little entrance exam if you want, and if you're still interested in it, I'll have a one-on-one interview with you to find out what you want to get out of this particular class. Okay? There's a lot of things that this will go over. We're actually in electricity and electronics right now, and I had one of the maintenance guys just come in and fix our water heater, and have to stroll back to the back of the class where I was teaching, and he said, guys, I'm telling you, he's like 40 years old, and he says, I'm telling you, what you're learning right now as far as electricity, electronics, Ohm's law, voltage, amperage, resistance, all that stuff, he said, it's going to carry over into a lot more fields than just this field right here. So you'll learn a lot of stuff that carries over to other things, kind of like agri-science. You know, just because you use a tape measure, not going to mean you're cutting a piece of wood, but maybe you're measuring something else completely, totally different. Okay? Like I said, you guys have precedence over any Brewer student. I don't have any first-year Brewer students in here at all, first and second period. They come in my last 2 classes. It's a 2-hour class. You get here about 8 o'clock. You'll leave at 9:15, so it's actually an hour, 15 minutes, if you will. Sometimes we can string it out a little bit longer, not much, because the buses have to get back. If you look up here, this is our trophy case. This is pretty much what we've completed in the past 10 years, I guess. And the highest we've ever gotten was about 5 years ago, and we placed 3rd in the nation. Those 2 students received about $125,000 each in scholarships. So their college was completely paid for. One of them is working at Bentley Pontiac, or Bentley GMC right now, Buick Place. And the other one is at, where's the other one? The other one's at Eddie Pruitt Ford right now. So they did extremely well. And that's the highest the state has ever placed in that particular contest. And we've done that twice here. The other trophy that I think is for 9th place for quite a few years back. But anyway, most students that start out, they can work in the summertime going into their senior year. The dealership, if I can get you in a dealership through an AYS program, then you're actually working at the dealership all summer long, about $10 an hour. And if they like you and you like the way it works, then you come back and they'll hire you on at the end of your senior year. You can go to college for 2 years, and there's 2 colleges that we recommend. One is Wallace State, and we're kind of partnered with them. I try to get the kids to this level right here, students, and then he takes them to this level right here. That is a 2-year program there, just like it is here. We kind of teach all the fundamentals and basic stuff. He gets you to the more advanced stuff there. But when you graduate from there, and the tuition there, check this out. The tuition there is about $14,000 for 2 years. Okay? The UTI commercials that you see on TV, that guys walking around and it's great to work with your hands and stuff, I've actually flown to their campus, and they're about $37,000 for tuition for 1 year. So that's a lot of money. So am I recommending anybody go to UI? No, I'm not. I have had students to go there, and they're still in debt now. So you can work and go to Wallace State, pay for that. There's another college down in Birmingham called Lawson State. Okay? Any questions? None at all. Most of my guys, when they get out of here, they're making about $30,000 a year. I've got a student, 4 of the 5 technicians that work at Eddie Pruitt Ford, 4 of the 5 came out of this shop right here. Adam makes about $80,000 a year. He's our top technician. He is 32 years old. Okay. So that kind of gives you an idea as to what the value is money was anyway. Okay. But enjoy whatever you want to do. We got 12 different programs here at the school. Sign up for one. I'll go ahead and tell you, in my class, you better sign up as soon as you can. Miss Black's class for cosmetology, sign up as soon as you can. Probably, I think Miss Mangum's health occupation, those classes get full in a hurry. Okay. So if you're interested in it, go for it. Okay. That's it. All right. Hey, I didn't see you. I didn't recognize you there. How's the foot?
It's funny, but it's good.
Good, good. All right, good deal. All right, we will see y'all sooner or later. And actually, when you go and get it brand new, it's all whatever this is. Or so last year, it's passed on some full like that. So basically, it's all
And refinish cars, trucks, basically anything that's painted. Okay. To go along with that, I also teach you guys how to repair plastic components on cars and trucks, because as many of you know, a lot of components on cars and trucks are made out of plastic. So obviously, in a wreck, those are things we'll have to be able to fix. Okay, to go along with that, we also do a good bit of welding, because car frames, car bodies are primarily made out of steel, and steel has to be welded when it's damaged. Okay, so you'll learn how to weld in this class. To go along with all that,
When a vehicle is wrecked, there has to be a damage estimate report prepared, so I can teach you guys how to write an estimate for collision damage. And then lastly, the last thing we do is detailing. It's very important that you learn how to properly detail a car for delivery to a customer. Okay, so that's basically the majority of what we do here in collision repair. But to go along with that, we're also part of a career tech student organization called Skills USA. And what Skills USA will give you guys the opportunity to do is to go and compete in collision repair competitions. Okay, these collision repair competitions, the winners get scholarships and prizes. So it's a good opportunity for you guys to further your education in collision repair by winning scholarships. Okay, because my primary goal here is to prepare you guys to get a job in the collision repair industry or to graduate and go off to a 2-year college program somewhere else. Okay? The last thing I want to tell you guys is in the collision repair industry in North Alabama, the average collision repair technician makes about $50,000 a year. So that's pretty good money for working on cars and trucks. Does anybody have any questions about collision repair before we take a little tour of the shop? Nobody? Okay. Logan over here in the camouflage shirt. Logan's going to take you guys on a little tour of the shop and show you what all equipment we have and kind of what we do in collision repair.
Sell it, you're gonna make a lot of money. All right, some of you I know, most of you I've probably seen before. I'm sure you've seen me down at Priceville. Junior ROTC program, we have one mission and one mission only. This mission is the same worldwide. And what I mean by worldwide is wherever we have junior ROTC, we have a mission. The mission is to motivate young people to be better citizens. That is what we strive to do. And motivating young people to be better citizens, it has absolutely nothing to do with me being a springboard for you to go join the Army, Navy, Air Force, or Marines, Coast Guard. None of that. Go back out. If Cadet Command knew that we were down here trying to sell you a push into the military, they would pull our ability to do this and they bring somebody else in. The recruiters, that's what they do. So again, motivating young people to be better citizens, that is what we do. What do I mean by that? Once you're here in the program, anything that you have a desire to do as it pertains to being a leader, with the combined experience that the Colonel has, I have, if you put that time together, we have upwardly 45, 50 years of experience. We take the experience that we have, some old generals up high somewhere who retired, put together curriculum on let levels 1 through 4. Let levels 1 through 4 are equivalent to grades 1 through 9. We take this curriculum, we couple it with the experience that we have, and once we deliver that, we have something in writing, and then we have the experience that we can give to you and help you understand a little bit about who you are based on where we came from and how we did it. We share that with you, and then in turn, when you decide that you want to step up and be a leader, we show you how to get out there, allow you to do it, and then when you go wrong a little bit, because you always do, we pull you back in line and set you straight. If you ever had a desire to be a leader but didn't have a platform to do it, Junior ROTC will provide you that platform. We are a cadet-led program. What I mean by cadet-led is once you make it to your junior, senior year, you've already come through let levels 1 and 2. You're probably into your 3rd let level, transitioning into the 4th let level. Once you're there, you have the ability to now be a leader and step out front and show yourself a leader. Cadets that are new to the program, let 1s and let 2s, generally fall under the rule of the let 3s and let 4s. Company commanders, first sergeant, and so on. So with that being said, me and the colonel will take a back seat, let the student cadets come up and do what they're supposed to do based on what they know. Does it always work that way? Most of the time it will. Sometimes we have to step in and intervene and put things back right, but that's just the way it is. It's always like that on active duty too. Adventure training. You guys and girls may know them as field trips. We call them adventure training. We have to package it that way simply because the government will pay for it if it's an adventure training. We don't just go on a field trip or adventure training just to get away from the school or waste time. Anytime we take an adventure training, there's always a mission.
be it whitewater rafting, overcoming the rafters, or going down to Camp Butter and Egg, high ropes course, overcoming your fears. We work in buddy teams when we get out there. We'll take that team of buddies, we'll put them together, and they'll work with each other, they'll understand each other, they'll help each other with their fears, they'll overcome. We'll pair those 2 buddies with another 2, and then those 4 with others, and before you know it, the entire group is sharing what they've learned, what they've gone through, what their experiences were, and that energy that we generate from that experience is what we'll bring back to our battalion, which is Brewer Priceville, and that energy will begin to work its way through the battalion. How does that happen? Because he's talking about his experience falling out of the canoe, going down the rafters, and how everybody fought to get him back in, and how afraid he was, because it happens every year. It's going to happen this April when we go do it again. Never lost a kid, and God hope I never do. But I'm just saying, that's the kind of energy, that's how we go out and sharpen our sword with each other. That's how we sharpen iron with each other, by you having a problem that you're really strong in, put you together, you guys work it out, and before you know it, you're on the same level. And at the same time, you're working in your ability to be leaders. That's how we do our program, that's kind of how we're set up, that's how it's been, and we always look for ways to make it better. Every now and then, we'll get cadets in the program with some bright ideas. They'll bring them to the table, and if you're not afraid to step up and be a leader, then they'll step up, they'll introduce something, and if it works, then that's what we'll do. We got a good group of little ones in this year. We're working with that. They're giving us some ideas, and things are just working real well. So, again, if you've thought about it, but hadn't made up your mind about it, when you talk to your parent, if you decide you want to do it, please let them know, because parents have this idea that junior ROTC is nothing but a segue over to active duty service. That is not the case. The only way you get there is, first of all, you got to want to go there, and then we'll hook you up with a recruiter who's going to make that happen for you, provided you pass the ASVAB. And most of you are capable of doing that. But as far as me putting you in or talking you into it, that'll never happen. I want to see you go to college. I want to go see you make something of yourself that's positive, come back to your community, and then start contributing back into your community. Because I'm going to wind up in your community, and I'm going to need smart people like you taking care of me when I'm the old guy trying to get across the street, all right? But if you decide to go serve our country, then that's honorable too. So it's all your choice. But please understand that this is not a springboard out of high school into the military. That's not the case. Any questions, comments, or concerns? All right, I didn't know we was doing this today, so this is really impromptu off the hip. So if I missed something, I apologize for that. Come see me at Priceville, down in the classroom, 6th, 7th period, and I'll entertain any questions you may have.
And I hate that everybody's gone, so you guys didn't get to see that, but they're working on hair cutting. So they're doing layered haircuts. My first, second year, they all come together when it's time to do hair cutting. We do everything in this class that you can possibly think of that happens in a salon, makeup, hair, nails, just to kind of give you an idea of what we've done so far. And I'm just going on first year, and then I'll add in some second year. But they've done shampooing, all hairstyling, braids, formal occasions. They've even done, like, I don't know what you would call it, maybe hair spectacular or whatever. They had to come up with some designs, like think out of the box, creative hairstyles, like not just curls and pinned up on the side. And so those were really fun. Just get to see a lot of the creativeness come out. We've done creative curls where you had to bring something from home that you just, found around to curl the hair on. I've had people roll them in forks and socks and pipe cleaners and tinfoil and rubber bands and just all kinds of awesome, fun, creative stuff. That's some of my best things that I like, is just to see how creative you guys can be, because y'all blow my mind. We've done makeup, so we've done highlighting, contouring, winged eyeliners. Actually, Elizabeth, she's in my class, by the way, so she's one of mine. So she actually did a makeup demo, and it was fabulous, and she did all this wonderful contouring, and so I even learned a lot that day. We started airbrush makeup this year, and so that was really fun. And so, some of us hovered over here for about 2 days, and we were just addicted to the little airbrush machine. So that's been one of my favorite things that we've done this year, and it's super fun. But they've done hair cutting. I don't remember what second year. What year does hair coloring? Yeah, second year does hair coloring. They've learned to do permanent waves, which is perms, thread curls. Let's see.
Waxing.
Yes, waxing. So there's lots of things. I mean, seriously, anything that you can think of that happens in a salon happens in here. So sometimes, I mean, I have first, second, and third year girls, so they're all kind of on different places. So there's lots of things that will be happening here, you know, the same time. They get to have salon days so they can work on each other. At some point in time, when you're ready, it all depends, you know, it's individual based. Then I'll let the girls take appointments. So things that you've learned, I'm not going to ask you to come in and cut hair the second week that you're here because you're not there yet, you know. So, but things that you've learned, obviously you need to practice those on people and not just always on your mannequin. There is a fee for the class, and it's $100. $50 of that is for your mannequin, and then the other $50 is divided into semesters for your class fee. But I had girls this year, they found mannequins online at eBay or Amazon, really long hair mannequins for like $30, and so they bought those, and that's fine. So they don't all have to be the same. But anyway, we do lots of fun stuff. We're going to kind of walk to the back, and you guys can see, I mean, you can, you know, make sure your hair looks good when you walk by the mirror. You're not going to hurt to touch anything. And then we'll talk about some stuff when we get back there, okay? So y'all come on. Here, but I have had guys. But pretty much anything the girls want to learn, I mean, they've brought me stuff from Pinterest. They're like, hey, can you show us how to do this? And we'll take a day and do it. I've had girls show tutorials for makeup or, you know, nail things. And we've tried some stuff and it's flopped, and we've tried some stuff and it's been great. And but, you know, I think it's good for everybody. This class is really for the students, not for me. So I want you guys to always try to make it as much for them as it, you know, can be. So anyway, I think that's about all of my spiel. So do you guys have any questions about anything that we do in here? Yeah.
If all the hair's gone on one of those things, you have to buy a new one. You can buy more.
You
hair.
do. My dad, when I finished cosmetology school, my dad has a chain link fence and he just set them up around it. And then we had skeet practice with them one time, and we would just toss them up and shoot them. And I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. You might just edit that, okay? But we've done all kinds of stuff. We kept some of them, and we did, like, we actually bought wefts, which is like pieces of hair, okay, and put them on there, and then we've, like, painted the scalps. We've used some of the no hair ones for, like, makeup purposes, but some of the makeup, for some reason, like, the plastic that's on here, like, it kind of, it doesn't want to come off very good. So sometimes, like, this whatever this is, has been on there for probably about 2 years, and, like, literally it will not come off. But I've had kids write on them with permanent markers, and we've done, like, fantasy makeup stuff on them.
There's like a million in there that have like
tattoos.
and
Yeah. Then after a while, you just have to throw them away. I mean, but once the hair gets cut short, that's when we do practice on guys' hair cutting. So we may decide to do a mohawk one day, or we may decide to, you know, just do a short clipper cut and then do a sheer cut like what this gentleman has right here. So we just kind of, you know, sometimes not everybody can do the same haircut because they've already cut too much, or, you know, so it kind of just depends. But they're pretty useful. I mean, you can use them for Halloween decorations, or, you know. Do you guys have any other questions? There is an application for my class. So if this is something that you think that you might want to do, I sent these to your counselors, so they have those. But you can go ahead and get it today, even if you just think that you might want to, and you can think about it, and then you can, you know, send them or not. But turn it into your counselor, and they'll fax it or email it to me. Okay? All right, well, I hope if you don't want to be a Cosmo kid, that you want to do something else that's at Brewer, because there's lots of awesome programs here. And so hopefully you guys will find one of those today.
Expensive. So you guys can touch it. You guys come up, mess with it. It won't hurt you. Promise.
Don't claim.
Oh, yeah. Anybody else want to try it? It won't hurt you. Oh.
This one doesn't.
This one doesn't. Yeah. I want to be hurt.
Wait, there's one that hurts you?
All right.
Maybe.
I know, right?
All right, so this is the assembly line.
This is one of the later things you'll do in one of his higher up classes. And what it does is it's got these little timers. Basically, there's these little metal putts in the shaft, and they've had a hole drilled all the way through them, except this one is bigger than that one. So what it does is this piston, when you hit it on, it sends a signal to this to shoot one of the putts out, and there's a little plunger back here that hits the top of it. If it goes in and like drills through it, it's not a good putt, and it'll send it right here, so it stops the entire assembly line. But if it hits on the thing and it doesn't go all the way through it, it'll send it down here and shoot it down to the bottom like this. It's a good one. Smaller scale assembly line. Again, one of the later things you'll do. Another thing is those are actual stoplights back there that we program ourselves. Back there on one of those computers using very, very, very old software. And you can make it do tons of different things. We just have it running on a small little showy, flashy thing right now. But the next thing is this, and this is called a Jacob's ladder. It's a little thing out of Frankenstein. Yeah, come on. But this you cannot touch because it will become bacon and we'll have to send you out here in a little box. And that's tons of paperwork that Mr. Hudson really doesn't want to have to deal with. But, so when you cut it on, I've got the thing on. When you cut it on, it takes your standard wall outlet and steps up to 25,000 volts.
Whoa, nice.
And so those leads right there get real close together and they arc. Does anybody know why the arc rises like it does?
Heat rises.
Heat.
There you go.
When it arcs, it generates heat and the thing rises. So if you are to take your hand and slap down at it,
The air.
the air pushes it down and doesn't allow the arc to rise. The next thing is probably one of my more favorites. Anybody heard of Nikola Tesla? So this is one of his more famous inventions called a Tesla coil. And we need a volunteer for this one.
What do I do?
Either one of you. You can
Take the
try
magic
to.
wand there. Make sure you don't have a phone on you there,
I do.
because it will fry the phone. So what this does is it takes the same standard wall outlet, except instead of stepping up to 25,000, it steps it up to 250,000 volts.
Alright, so just get it close.
Touch the end of the wand. There you go.
Anybody want to try the light bulb?
I do.
No.
Where did I put the one?
Okay, so when you hold it, you're going to put this terminal closer to it and make sure you don't touch the bottom terminal. It'll go through you.
Just like drop.
You do it.
Hey, you can put the magic wand.
Yeah.
Yes, right there. It does.
Don't touch the bottom.
It'll only work if you have a thin shirt on.
But yeah, one of the last things.
So when somebody touches him, he's going to carry a lot of static charge when he's holding this. When you touch him, it
It's gonna
releases
ground
it into
through
him.
But it's like, did you guys hear about that kid in Texas who made a clock and got arrested?
Yes.
I did the same thing.
You didn't get arrested.
You guys come over here, and this is our lab area. Whenever you build a circuit or anything, this is where you'll do it. And actually, you'll have to forgive it. Someone was messing with it yesterday and it's messed up. It's not counting. It's not displaying 20 or 40 on the second end. But what it does is those two on the far left are hours. This one in the middle is minutes, and this one is seconds. It's actually running off of a 60 hertz pulse. Hertz is audio frequency. Frequency is measured in hertz. And what I've done is I take power, positive and ground, and ones and zeros, and I plug them into this bottom line of 6 integrated circuit chips. And what it does is these chips display them in binary code. So if I was to have 4 LEDs here with the 4 outputs lined up to them, you would see these numbers displayed in binary instead of like they are here. But what happens is, the reason it's being displayed on these 7-second displays is I take the 4 outputs, I send them into this top line of chips, which are called decoder chips. They take the binary outputs and split them into 7 different outputs, which go into 7-segment displays and display them as numbers, as you guys know. And this is the same thing you'll find in your cars or little electronic clocks that are by your bed, except this is a very elaborate way of doing it, and if you were to break open one of the ones by your battery in your car, it's probably not this complicated looking, because there are more efficient ways of doing it in one chip, if any chips at all. So those back there they're messing with some capacitors, just discharging them. And but yeah, that's just a couple things that you'll experience if you take this class. If you're interested, he would love to have you. Sorry he couldn't be here today. And that's all. Oh!
Y'all want me to do it with my hand real quick? I'll show you.
Just what to do with his hand. Be real.
Alright, here we go. Use your forehead.
Thank you for your time. You guys have a great day.